あ、あ、皆さんおはようございます。あ、Hello everyone、今はガチ寝起きです。10分前に起きました。10分かな ?10 分かな ?10 分前ぐらいに起きました。声がカッサカサです。ちょっと BGM 流すわ。今日めっちゃランダムな企画です。英検をやってみた。はい。英検をやります。英検準一級をやります。はい。僕は英語が母国語で、テストと試験も苦手だから、これはどうなるかは僕もちょっとワクワクドキドキしてます。はい。So I'll be trying Eiken today. It's a Japanese English proficiency test that a lot of high school students or uni students they do in Japan. And I thought maybe, just a chance to try it because I've got lots of Japanese friends who have been studying for this test, and I've always been interested at what they actually test you on. But this is only the first part of what AK is like, so I'm interested. I would say I've been pretty familiar with human education in this life. Yeah, I've been through all the compulsory schoolings and done all the tests and exams. So I think, I understand a bit. But I've never done Japanese exams, so which will be quite interesting. そうね。人間教育は結構受けてきたから、多分そう試験も結構やってたから、試験自体は慣れてるけど、結構やってなくて、1年くらいやってなくて、そう、高校卒業は去年だったから、そう、楽しみです。早速やりますか。早速はいじゃあやります。こっちの方がいいかな。ちょっと待って。これをフルスクリーンにしたい。大きい。大きすぎる。フルスクリーンはできなさそう。サイズ的に。じゃあ サイズでいいかな。 OK、 始めます。I heard it's all multiple questions, so... あ、そう、あと時間制限とかしないからゆっくりします。で、今ガチ寝起きで時間制限とかやったらマジで頭発狂しそうだからやりません。じゃあI wish my children were as obedient as yours. Common sense considering what parents usually say about kids. The politician gave a very brief reply to the reporter's question about the scandal. Although the reporter asked her for more details, she refused to elaborate. Queen Elizabeth first. Wait, くしゃみします。Oh, せんべいさん I made it! Yay! It's morning stream. You made it to the morning stream. Queen Elizabeth first. Reign. Because they're talking about years. After number of ちょっとミュートしはい。After a number of the miners died in an accident, the mining company the mine compensated, I think, because they're like, I think they mean they're paying money to the family, right? Amended is a bit weird. Amended is slightly, different meaning. I don't think you usually use amend for money, do you? I'm not sure, actually. I don't really use amended. When shopping for a used car, it is important to find a dealer, to find a car. Reputable, dependable, not dependent, but that means something bad. Reputable. Whoa. ちょっと、いろいろごちゃごちゃしてる。Okay. Is everything ready for the restaurant? It's grand opening tomorrow. I think so. There will inevitably be some problems on the first day. Yeah, the others don't make sense. The soldier was given a special medal to commend him. The only good word out of all these words. Takeshi's something to his school science competition was a robot submission. He's applying for the competition. After viewing the something caused by the hurricane, the president promised government aid to help rebuild the affected areas. Devastation. Not corruption, because corruption usually would mean like something in like a natural disaster sense. Corruption usually means like mountains falling down, whatever, like more like erosion sense. But yeah, usually don't use corruption with natural disasters. Since research shows that a poor diet is one of the underlying, the others doesn't make sense with causes. Doesn't go with causes. Management agreed to give workers a 5% pay increase but only if they ended their strike immediately. Okay, so they're having a strike. Increase as a disclosure, I think. Concession is a bit, I don't know. I think it's disclosure, because he wants to stop their strike, right? Dr. Stamets encourages her patients to something long-term goals for weight loss. She wants them to make a plan. Okay, so formulate. Yes, because illuminate will be just talking about it, or like to think about it, but she wants them to think about plans, so you'll be making up a plan, so formulate. The local government has just declared Greenwich Valley a wildlife wait, these are not the words you use for wildlife. You mean wildlife sort of like heritage protection, those sort of stuff? In an effort to protect the animal population, no hunter will be allowed. Yeah, wait. You don't really use any of these words for a wildlife sort of sanctuary protection center. These words are a bit I don't think you use detention, because that usually has a negative connotation. Foresight's not correct in this context. Baseline's dodgy, so I think it would be refuge. But refuge is also strange sounding. When Gary goes shopping, he spends more than he planned to. He cannot stop himself. None of these words really make much sense. They're like, it's a bit awkward in the sentence. Invariably, I don't even know what that means, to be honest. But the other one just sounds awkward in the sentence. It doesn't really make sense. The committee's decision to give the prize to the young scientist was clearly only one of the 8 members voted against it. Wait, so 7 members voted for him? Wait, against meaning disagree, right? Wait, then... Huh? What? Wait, I don't quite get it. Wait, so... Against meaning as like... They voted for it? Or like against as in they disagreed with it? Also none of these words seem correct in the thing. Will we say Anubis? This other one just sounds weird. I think Anubis might be the right word. Not sure, because it seems elimination, it seems the most correct. After the earthquake, experts began the... Wait, let me get this up. Oh, sorry, I just noticed something. After the earthquake, experts began the extent of the damage to buildings. They issued reports about which ones were safe. Reports will be associated with assessing. Okay. I finished cleaning my room, Dad. It looks better, but what about all that clutter on your desk? As part of their campaign against drunk driving, the police set up checkpoints during the holiday to stop drivers and make sure they were sober. Because if they're drinking, they should be sober. No drink driving. Okay. The roses were... Wait, did we skip a page? No, we didn't. The roses were not growing well, so Sheila decided to something them to another part of the garden. Move them, transplant. Because if they're talking about location, the transplant will be the most suitable. Jake has become something with his new video game system. His parents are worried because he spends all his time playing video games instead of studying. So playing video games instead of studying, that could be associated with obsessed, because the other ones don't quite make sense. To prevent the import of illegal goods, all ships are checked at the dock. That's the location where ships go. When the boxing match started, the two fighters immediately it with all their energy. when it started. So what happens when boxing match start? Fighters immediately went at it. Also, it's okay to ask any questions in the chat if you have any questions about the answers and questions. 何か問題に、問題に何か質問があったらチャットに書いてください。Last night, thieves broke into the city's biggest art museum and lined up with Sega. Okay. Craig's consulting business grew quickly. He soon found he could not all of his clients' needs by himself, so he hired an assistant. So he couldn't handle all of his clients' needs by himself. And which of these are similar to handle? Attending to. Lex was late for work almost every day, so his boss finally told him that if he did not actually this I don't know, because these are all sort of like slang-ish sort of expressions. Shape up, make do. Fall through, I think it's a bit different. Whoa, you guys get tested on these kind of English slang. Yeah, I think fall through is slightly different. Fall through means like following through, right? Or like, oh wait, no, that's not true. Fall through just means like you're not doing anything, right? You're not accomplishing anything, because you're just falling straight through. Shape up, because I'm thinking like, is his boss telling him you need to get a hold of yourself, or like you have to make up for it? Because that depends on whether we use shape up or make do. I think shape up, because you can't really make do with late for work, because he's not really having mistakes at work, he's just being late. So you can't really make up for being late. So I think shape up, telling him get a hold of it. Oh, we're up to reading comprehension. Reading comprehension, you got it. I'm so bad at reading comprehension. Wait, bus route economy. What's the question? Fill in the words. Oh, I see. Okay, let's read this. Since 2010, thousands of bus routes across Britain have been eliminated or privatized due to cuts in funding received from the national government. Local governments still have the right to fund. Okay, it's about funding. What's the first question? What's the question? For this reason, many rural districts what? I don't get it. Local governments still have the right to fund the less popular routes themselves, but at the same time, the national government requires them to spend huge amounts of providing free bus passes. Huh? Wait, what? But at the same time, the national government requires them Okay, so the local government, and the national government are two entities. So the national government want them meaning local government. They want the local government to spend huge amounts. They require them to spend huge amounts, providing free bus passes for senior and disabled people. And cuts in funding from national government. For this reason, many rural districts, although the local government realized these bus routes are essential for have many other expenses, unable to pay for everything. Okay, now that we see, okay, usually with reading comprehension, it's trickiest to, because the questions here, right? This is a question. Usually, well, the title tells you what this thing is about. Usually, for these kind of questions, you read the sentence before it. So you would say this sentence, and then you read the sentence after it to see like a cause and effect, and to see what fits in the middle. So this will be in a difficult position, I would say, because they are saying they can't pay for the rural areas. So I'll try a unique solution will be no, because they're not trying a solution. And they have not volunteered to help, and have not created new laws, because they are saying they can't pay for it. So before, this one will be 4. Okay, next question. The city maintained its ability to plan all aspects of the bus network, such as routes, frequency, and fares. Okay, this has been something. The degree of control the city has over the bus system enabled it to transfer funds from more profitable control of the city. This has been, what are the options? I think it's either of these two, or maybe this. Let's see, let's read this again. So, in contrast, both bus usage and number of routes have increased. Oh, okay. Due to a partial privatization, ability to plan. So I think this has a positive connotation to it. So assuming that with 27, which one of these has a positive? I think it's this one too, because they're not really talking about other cities. Nice. Claire-Hi, chef executive of the associate blah blah blah. According to experts, every pound invested in bus services generates £8 worth of wider benefit to the economy. Something, it seems that the local governments must make every effort to restore and even increase. Um, it's either therefore or nonetheless. Therefore. Okay, so every pound invested in bus service generates £8 worth of wider benefit to the economy. Bus services are crucial. Okay, so I think it's therefore. Okay. Uh, 29. The deaths were mostly the result of ships being loaded with too much cargo, increasing the chance that the vessels, which were usually in poor condition, would sink in rough seas. These tragic disasters. Okay, let's highlight some keywords. Sailors drowned. Okay, the results of ships being loaded with too much cargo. Increasing the chance of the vessel, which you should. Okay, these tragic disasters, many of these so-called coffin ships, were highly insured and the were therefore overloaded. Wait, what? In hope? What do you mean in the hope? Oh, okay. So they want to like dig up the ship, so they want it to be at the bottom of the sea. Okay. 29. Could be a good news. Generally were unreported, were rarer than once thought, led to additional problems. I would say generate to additional problems because what they are saying in the sentence afterwards and the sentences before is slightly different. So yeah, if in the sentences afterwards they talked about the issue of like not being reported, then sec 2 would be right. But because it talked about the insurance and everything, I think it's 4. Wanting to save lives, reformers led by the use of water lines. What's that? Which horizontal strips painted on ship side indicate whether they or not they were indicate overloaded. If the lines were visible, it meant this idea has been used successfully. This idea had been used successfully on other countries' ships since the Middle Ages. When ships were overloaded, they sank. Okay, a waterline would be covered up. When ships are overloaded, the waterline would be covered up. So, if the lines were visible, that means they aren't overloaded then. The ship could be sailed safely. don't even know if this is right, but it sounds right. So I'm going with that. Okay. Ship owners resisted the introduction of the waterline by using their considerable influence in Parliament to block legislation proposed by... Wait, why the ship owners resisted? Pilsor was sued repetitive over accusations he made against... Oh, so ship owners didn't want their... Wait, what? So the ship owners didn't want their ships to be checked as overloaded. He did not give up, however, by attracting... Also, like, people didn't believe in the whole waterline thing, I think. That's why. Yeah, I think people didn't believe in the waterline thing. Because, hint, they said accusations he made. And also, another hint, that he had to attract public attention. Those two things, when you connect them, it sort of links up to saying, oh, maybe people didn't believe in him, so he had to make people believe in him. And he got the legislation passed that the required waterline to be painted on all British ships. As a result, Plimsoll is still remembered today as the sailor's friend. Okay. 31. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. These three basically all mean the same thing. It all means sort of like however, or like on the other hand. So I think it's furthermore. I'm not sure, but my guts tell me that. Superbugs. Whoa. Ah, finally questions. Okay, with these kind of questions then, with these kind of reading comprehensions, they're quite common, even in the West. Usually with these questions, you read the questions first, and then you read the actual thing. So, what does Sarah Fortune say about the superbugs? Okay, then we find that in the thing. And you just search for keywords. Such as the name Sarah Fortune. Where do you find Sarah Fortune? Nakunai? Sarah Fortune. Sarah Fortune なくない？誰？ Sarah Fortune。誰？ Sarah Fortune って。あ、ここか。ミケ。Okay, Sarah Fortune. What did she say? So it is a fact of evolution. The more antibiotics that are around, the more bacteria has been exposed to what? 科学わかんない。The more antibiotics that are around, the more bacteria that are exposed to antibiotics, the more opportunity they have to acquire this resistance. The predicted increase in drug resistance bacteria cause not only... No, that's not what she said. Bacteria only develop resistance to antibiotics if their use is spread across... Huh? She did not say that. Drug resistance bacteria the more... Oh, I get it now. So with enough exposure. Ah, okay, it's 2. Because they're talking about drug resistance bacteria. Okay, next question. What is one thing that has contributed to development of superbugs in India? Okay, so cause of development contributed. You could also just say cause. So we're gonna be finding the cause to India. Okay, cause. We found the word cause, which is good. It's the overuse of antibiotics. Is that one of the choices? I'll get more detailed. Okay, let's read a bit more. Overuse, which are frequently taken for illnesses that do not require them. Additionally, India's pharmaceutical, I don't know how to pronounce that, is releasing alarming high levels of antibiotics in the environment because the treatment facilities that process industry's wastewater into the environment. Also, antibiotics also enter soil, water, via animal waste. Livestock are regularly fed drugs. Polluted with bacteria. Okay. Now I think we can make... So doctors over... No, they didn't talk about strongest, so that's not it. Not doing enough. No, that's not what they said. They're saying they're doing too much. Wastewater treatment are allowing antibiotics from drug movement into waterways. Yes, that's number 4. According to the author of the passage, limiting the availability, keyword availability, availability of antibiotics in India Let's see. In the solution, solving the solution is not easy as simply as restricted availability. Keyword appeared. They are sold without prescriptions in India because many communities do not have doctors available to prescribe them. And research has shown that lack of access to antibiotics will cause more death. Lack of access cause more death than infections. Okay, will cause more death than superbugs. Therefore, more people believe minimizing the amount of antibiotics and bacteria in waterway and improving water quality locally are the keys. So, minimizing in waterway, improving water quality. There. We found the answer. Let's see if it's in there. So the first one might prevent the spread of bugs, but do more harm than good to many communities. That sounds good. Will result in people both breaking the law. They did not talk about breaking the law, so it wouldn't be this one. It may be true, but they did not talk about it, so we cannot assume. It's unrealistic because of the large influence. They did not quite talk about influence. Should take priority over more long-term. No, I think it's the first one. Because the last one is saying limiting antibiotics should be over cleaning up the rivers and waterways. And that is not what they talked about. They talked about it the other way. So be number one. これいくらあるの？やば。めっちゃあるじゃん。there's also listening. Okay. We're almost finished. Okay. This one, let's read the question. What impact did quartz technology initially have on Swiss watch company? Impact initially could be important. Quartz technology. Okay, let's find the keyword quartz technology. In the blah 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 blah. Quartz technology. 線をかけん。Quartz technology. Impact. Okay, so Swiss looked down on it, on quartz technology. However, inexpensive quartz in Japan, United States flooded the market. Swiss companies were slow to respond, even when it became clear quartz would dominate the global market. Exports fell sharply. although some thought wow, I think we have to read a bit more. Unlike Japanese and American manufacturers, Swiss watch companies were small to medium-sized businesses and could not compete in large. Okay, that doesn't seem important. Furthermore, the Swiss were incredibly hesitant to embrace technological innovation. Okay, Japanese watchmakers began manufacturing inexpensive watches similar to those made by the Swiss. They were able to maintain a high standard of quality. Okay, that's not important. This sentence is not important. We just read an empty sentence. This proved incredibly profitable, allowing them to overtake the Swiss. This is important. Swiss makers faced further trouble when the US dollar lost roughly 60% of its value against Swiss franc, causing a sharp rise in the price of Swiss imports. Let's just read the whole thing, because I don't actually quite get the questions either. The 1980s, however, brought two developments that saved the Swiss watch industry. Manufacturers focused on the uniqueness and history of Swiss watches by increasing prices and promoting the art of watchmaking. Focused on the uniqueness and history. Okay, by increasing price and promoting watchmaking, the art of watchmaking. High-end status. Although successful, the strategy required the manufacturer reinvest large percentage of the profits back into marketing. At the lower end of the market, restructuring and the adoption of efficient production methods led to the creation of the Swatch. Inexpensive quartz watch. Instant hit. Although only a fraction of today's watches are Swiss made, the revival of the Swiss watch industry lies not in the volume of sales, but in the re-establishment of the desirability of the Swiss brand. Okay, what impact did quartz technology initially have on the Swiss watch company? I'm thinking two or three. Let me explain. I thought it could be two with the cost, but I'm not sure did they talk about accuracy. They did talk about Japan making similar products of the similar quality to the Swiss watch, but and the third one is because the Swiss people did say it was inferior, but the problem is, was it quickly adopted? I think it will be 2. Because I don't think they were quickly adopted. Because I think for one part they did say they were slow to respond. So, yeah, I don't think so. According to the second paragraph, what strategy did Japanese watchmakers use in it? They produced fewer types of watches in order to better compete. They partnered with Swiss Watch. No, they didn't. They constantly added new models of Swiss watch so that it's either 3 or 4. They constantly added new models of that so that they could not keep up with the changes. They combined quartz technology with traditional Swiss watch technology. To appeal to consumers. I don't know. These two, they all sound like... Wait, let me read that again, the second paragraph. So if they made similar to those made by the Swiss, they were able to maintain a high standard of quality by decreasing and continuously refining the range of models. Oh, wait. Key phrase. And refining the range. Okay, so it might be 1. So this one would be wrong because they didn't add new models. Let's say 1 for now. Yeah. In the 1980s, the Swiss watch industry managed to survive by borrowing the large amounts of money to cover the costs associated with redeveloping using production methods originally developed for cheap watches. Marketing the Swiss watch brand too. Using advertisement and improved production methods to establish demand for its good. Well, they did talk about promotion, so this one could be 1. I don't think it's this one because they did talk about the swatch becoming a fashionable thing. Production methods originally made for cheap watches to help reduce the price of high-end ones. I think it's 4. I don't know, gut feeling. A makeover for Hoover Dam. What is one problem with hydropower as a source of energy? Problem. Keyword problem. Ah, we found it. However, hydropower has its drawbacks. なんでまっすぐの線描けないの? Okay. Droughts and increased water consumption. Increased water consumption have reduced reduced flow of river. As rivers become shallower, the necessary volume of water for electricity generation is difficult to maintain. Negatively impacted. Okay, we found it. Installing generator in dams require a significant large amount. Oh no, that's not true. That's not what they said. When there is not enough water in the rivers to be stored behind dams, it affects the amount of electricity that can be generated. That's true. Although dams reduce some types of pollution, they didn't talk about pollution, I think. It becomes more difficult to construct dams that are large enough to generate a amount. Oh. But they didn't talk about large enough. So it's 2. Yeah. They didn't talk about the dam's largeness or like size. So picking between 2, say number 2 will be the correct one. Okay. At the time that Hoover Dam was built, 探しましょう。Variability in water levels have particularly affected Hoover Dam. Okay, we found the keyword Hoover Dam. A mega scale hydro. Okay. Built in the 1930s at enormous expense to control the frequently flooding Colorado River and maintain a water supply for farmland irrigation. The dam's hydropower capabilities were seen as a way to recover cost of its construction long term. The dam's electricity generating capacity, however, was challenged from the start by seasonal variability in water flow and has been greatly reduced by droughts. Okay, they were built at enormous expense to control frequently flooding. Okay. At the same time that was built, flooding at the time it was built. I don't know. わー、猫ちゃんが家中走り回ってる。怖っ。Okay. Hoover Dam. Let's see. Flooding of the curb suddenly became. Was it sudden? They didn't really say it was sudden. So, this is questionable. No one was able to predict that it will continue to be used for electricity generation so far into the future. I don't think they talked about that. The water shortages it created in other areas were thought to be more significant than the benefits from irrigation and flood control. No. It was hoped that the money earned by selling the electricity it created could be used to cover. I think this one's mostly what they talked about. It could be 3 if I'm forgetting things, but I think it's 4. Okay, the proposed plan for Hoover Dam would plan. Okay. Let's see. Solar and wind plants can produce enormous amounts of electricity, but one serious downside is that the energy they produce is not available when there's little sun or wind. While conventional batteries can help with this issue, storing such tremendous volume of electricity has long been a challenge. A recently proposed system for Hoover Dam. Answer. The plan suggests, keyword in the question, plan, suggests building a new pumping station that will be powered by both wind and solar. It will push water from the river back up to Hoover Dam, refilling the lake behind it. Could be released any time to power the dam's generation in order to reliably meet demand for electricity. I see. The proposed plan for Hoover Dam would no, not this one. Use the dam to ensure that the energy from solar and wind power would be available whenever needed. Provide a more efficient method of transferring energy produced at the dam to areas that are upriver from it. Allow the dam to compete with alternative energy sources that are currently able to produce more power than it does. No, it did not say that. I think it's 3. Gut feeling. I think so. Yeah, cause I don't think it's 2 because they're saying they're already using powers from solar and wind power. そう、両方使うって言ったから、この文章はあんまりそう、it's a bit incorrect sentence. Yeah, they didn't talk about availability or anything, I don't think. Okay, what conclusion? Future, keyword. Future. Last paragraph. Of course, any project as ambitious as this is, but there's not important sentence. Communities downstream from Hoover Dam fear a further reduction in water levels in the Colorado River could endanger jobs. Endanger jobs in tourism and recreation. Reduction in water levels, so downstream. And environmental activists have expressed concerns that wildlife population and wetlands could also be impacted. With the urgent need to secure energy sources that can replace fossil fuels, however, the pressure to use hydropower to supplement solar and wind power sources seems sure to intensify. While the project is still in the planning stage and various governmental approval are still required, if everything goes as scheduled, the alterations to the dam could be completed. So main concerns: downstream communities downstream fear a reduction in water level, and it could endanger jobs in tourism and recreation and environmental, wildlife population and wetlands. Okay, let's see. What conclusion does the author of the passage? It is likely to replace a number of current projects that further the environmental damage it will cause is serious enough that the proposed method will have to be altered. Okay, this seems legit. The current push to find sources of although it might be beneficial to local communities, the planner will need to find a way. They didn't talk about cost, so this one's no. Replace a number of current projects that first permanently. No, they said about replacing fossil fuel. The current push to find sources of alternative energy will likely contribute to making the project a reality. This sounds legit as well. But now another second keyword, conclusion. They did talk about finding a alternative source during the paragraph, but in the very end, alternations to the dam. That's what they talked about. So, my feeling is saying number 2. Okay, 終わった。エッセイは書きません。はい。Listening やろうかな？ Listening ってどうやってやるの？質問がないから聞いてみる？ Listening。リスニングだよね。はい。
試験監督者は音量および室内の聞こえ具合を確認してください。
はい。
2020年度第2回実用英語技能検定準1級リスニングテスト。ただいまから準1級リスニングテストを行います。これからお話しすることについて質問は受けませんので、よく注意して聞いてください。なお、リスニングテスト放送中に音飛びや騒音があった場合は、発生した問題のトラックの始めに戻し、やり直します。しかしながら、万が一、教室監督者が気づかない場合は、速やかに手を挙げてお知らせ願います。このテストでは、テストの方法と注意事項がすべて英語で放送されます。
The listening test for the grade Pre-1 examination is about to begin.
結構喋るの
Listen
早いね。
carefully to the directions. You will not be permitted to ask questions during the test. This test has 3 parts. All of the questions in these 3 parts are multiple choice questions. For each question, choose the best answer from among the 4 choices written in your test booklet. On your answer sheet, find the number of the question and mark your answer. You are permitted to take notes for every part of this listening test.
question がないんだけ
Now,
ど。
here are the directions for part 1. In this part, you will hear 12 dialogues, number 1 through number 12.
Okay.
Each dialogue will be followed by 1 question.
Okay.
For each
Question
question,
は後で。
you will have 10 seconds to choose the
10
best
seconds.
answer
Okay.
and mark your answer on your answer sheet. The dialogue and the question will be given only once.
Only once?
Now we will begin the grade Pre-1 listening test. Number 1.
How are things going with your book, Jake?
Book.
It's finished. I decided to call it Spirit of the Wind. I've been trying to find a publisher, but it's not looking good.
You haven't had many responses then.
Only rejection letters. I guess it's not as good as I thought.
Did any of them give you feedback?
Feedback.
Well, a couple of the editors said the story's too simple. I guess I'll have to work on that.
Well, good luck.
Question. What does the man say he will do?
Improve his book. Because he said the editor said it wasn't good enough. So
Number
he'll
2.
probably change it.
Oh no. I have 2 meetings scheduled tomorrow at 2, and it's too late to change either of them.
Then you'll just have to miss one of them. Will that be a problem?
Unfortunately, yes. I have to give a presentation to a client at their office, and I want to bring up the issue of the budget at the department meeting. Why do I keep doing this?
Because you're just too busy. Your
No, 'cause
boss
you're
asks
dumb.
far too much of you.
Why would you make 2
I'm
meetings
going
at
to
the same
have to
time?
make some phone calls. Jack or Margaret will have to bring up the budget issue for me.
Oh, okay.
Question. What will the man do?
Because we had extra names mentioned.
Number 3.
Hi, Bonnie. I just got home. Where are you now?
At Great Earth Foods, is there anything you want me to pick up?
No, thanks. Oh, wait. Could you get me some yogurt? And make sure it's light or low fat. I
What?
have to watch my weight.
Wait.
Okay, but I don't know why you keep saying that. You look fine. Anyway, I'll be home in about half an hour, so we can eat at around 7.
Question. What does the woman tell the man?
He does not need to lose weight. Because she said, you look fine. But the man said, I want to lose weight. So the opposite means he doesn't
Number
need to
4.
lose weight.
Hey, Brad. How's that new tablet computer you bought?
Well, it's handy for some things, but not really worth the price.
Are you having problems with it?
No, but I was hoping it would make life easier. It hasn't replaced my laptop computer as I'd hoped. So it's just one more electronic device to carry around.
I know what you mean. Technology doesn't always simplify our lives.
Question. What does Brad say about his tablet computer?
It is less useful than he had hoped because it doesn't even replace his laptop. And he says it's not worth the price. So that means it's not that
Number
useful.
5.
Say, Jane, want to get together for lunch tomorrow?
Sorry, Mark. I'm tied up. I have a business class at the college.
How do you manage to keep your job and go to school at the same time?
My
Job
company is giving me release time and paying for my courses. And when I complete the
Oh.
program, I'll get a promotion. It's a
Okay.
terrific deal.
That's amazing. I wish my employer was that generous. Is your company hiring by any chance?
Question. What does Mark learn about Jane?
Her company supports her education. 加藤ちゃん、おはようございます。聞きながら私も勉強しよう。
Number
一
6.
緒に頑張ろう。
Can you believe this? Our electricity bill was $235 last month. This family has got to be more careful with the air conditioning.
You said that last month, and I've been really careful. But I don't function as well as you do in this heat.
I know you've been trying, honey. Actually, I'm referring more to Debbie. Yesterday, she accidentally left the air conditioner on in her room with the window wide open, and she wasn't even home most of the day.
That will have to stop. We definitely need to sit her down and have a chat.
Question. What do these people decide to do?
Have a chat with Debbie about being more careful. Because they didn't mention about electricity bill, but I think Debbie should pay.
Number 7.
Lewis, you made it.
Yes. I wouldn't have missed this high school reunion for the world. It's so nice to see you. How have you been, Beth?
Very well, thanks. I have 3 kids now, and I'm a branch manager for the National Bank.
How do you manage everything?
It's not easy. How about you? I hear you've started your own media promotion company.
That's right. I work twice as hard, but I enjoy being my own boss.
The work must be fulfilling, but tiring at the same time.
Yeah, but I think it's worth it.
Question. What do we learn from
Elimination.
the conversation?
The man has started his own company.
Number 8.
Did you get your history report done this last weekend?
Are you kidding? This math homework ate up all my time. How about you?
I'd planned to do both those assignments over the weekend, but I was too exhausted after all our tests last week. I ended up just taking it easy.
Lucky you.
Yeah, well, now I have to make up for lost time.
Question. What does the man imply?
What? What do you mean what he implies? He did not, he would, I think this.
Number 9.
Because he said he was busy.
Do you hear that knocking sound coming from the engine?
Yeah, that's strange.
Have you checked the oil recently?
I added some last month, so it should be fine. And we had the scheduled maintenance done just a couple of thousand miles ago.
Well, we'd better get it checked out.
Check out.
We can go shopping at the mall some other time.
Okay. The dealer's just down the road. Our warranty should cover us if they find something major.
Question. What will the couple do next?
Take the car to the dealer. Because that's what they said.
Number 10.
This sweater is only $75. What do you think? It looks well made to me.
I didn't know you like red.
I do. I just don't buy it very often.
Mitch, you've already got several sweaters with the price tags still on them. Don't you think your closet is getting a bit full?
Okay, I get the picture. Shame, though. I think it would look really good on me.
Question. What does the woman imply?
I think so too, because they say he already has too much sweaters. She did talk about price.
Number 11.
But I think so too.
Do you know if Glenn has finished the monthly report yet? I'm expecting it by midday tomorrow.
I don't think so. He said he's still waiting for some departments to submit figures.
He needs to put more pressure on the department heads.
Actually, he asked me if I could push them a bit. He seems a bit reluctant to deal with them.
Okay, but he can't keep asking you to come to his rescue like this.
I know. He's going to have to learn how to handle things himself.
Question. What do we learn from the conversation?
Glenn puts too much pressure on his stuff?
Number 12.
What's up, Cindy? You look deep in thought.
Yes, the PTA asked me to brainstorm fundraising ideas for the basketball team.
Well, how about something like a car wash?
That's an option, but some parents are pushing for a cake sale.
I'm not sure encouraging kids to eat sugary food sends the right message. What about a talent show?
Or easier yet, a dance. We could hire a DJ, use the school gym, and charge admission.
That's not a bad idea. I'm sure it would draw a crowd.
Question. What is the man's opinion?
Selling cake was not appropriate to give kids sugary food. これで全部？あ、全部だ。Is this British English? I think yeah. I think it is because they said math instead of math, which is usually more American, I think. So yeah. チャット表示してなかったわ。Okay, should we go to section 2? Part 2? はい。
Here are the directions for Part 2. In this part, you will hear 6 passages, A through F. Each passage will be followed by 2 questions, number 13 through number 24. For each question, you will have 10 seconds to choose the best answer and mark your answer on your answer sheet.
Okay.
The passage and the questions will be given only once. Now, let's begin.
Only once はちょっときついね。
A. The letters of Abigail and John Adams. Abigail Adams was the wife of John Adams, the second president of the United States. In the 1700s, women were not allowed to vote, but John viewed his wife as an equal. While John was involved in national politics, Abigail mainly looked after their farm, so they spent a lot of time apart. Over the course of their marriage, they exchanged more than 1,000 letters.
Oh.
In her letters, Abigail offered advice to her husband and told him what was going on in local politics where she lived. She also wrote about the need to improve women's rights and about her opposition to slavery. Other presidents and their wives also exchanged letters, but most of them have been lost. Abigail and John Adams saved their letters, increasing our knowledge of the life and politics of an important era in American history.
Questions. Number 13. What do we learn about Abigail and John Adams?
John considered Abigail an equal. Because why would you marry someone who you don't support
Number
politically?
14. Why are Abigail and John's letters important?
Huh? Who?
B. Taxi colors. Yellow was chosen as a color for some American taxis so they could be seen easily by people needing a ride. Researchers in Singapore think the color yellow may offer other benefits.
Yellow.
The researchers compared accident rates for blue and yellow taxis and found that yellow taxis are less likely to be involved in a crash with another vehicle. After confirming that other factors were not involved, the researchers decided that color is the most likely explanation. The researchers analyzed crash data for taxis of both colors in daylight, at night with street lights on, and at night where there were no street lights. The biggest difference in crash rates was under street lights at night. Because yellow cars are easier to see against the background, this probably makes them safer.
そうなんだ。
The researchers now plan to explore whether this pattern applies to other vehicles, such as school buses, as they look to improve public safety.
Questions. Number 15. What was discovered about taxis in Singapore?
Okay.
Number 16. What do the researchers plan to do?
Test their ideas on other vehicles. I was looking at this one, but doesn't seem right.
C.
C.
MOOCs. The early 2010s saw an interesting shift in the world of higher education. This change was due to the increased popularity of massive open online courses, or MOOCs. Unlike many university programs, most MOOCs are short courses that focus on a specific skill or area. The main emphasis is employability. Many people take MOOCs to gain knowledge in a certain field so they can advance their career. Access to course content is often free, but students may have to pay for testing. When MOOCs were first introduced, many people thought they would soon replace traditional university offerings. While MOOCs have not done this, they have had an impact on higher education. Now, many universities offer MOOCs in addition to their classroom-based courses. Also, universities that offer MOOCs have seen greater student numbers both on campus and online.
Questions. Number 17. What is the main focus of most MOOCs?
To help employability.
Number 18. What is one thing we learn about MOOCs?
They have not replaced classroom-based courses. Yes.
D. Genes and taste. Genetics plays an important role in people's food preferences. Certain genes can affect people's sensitivity to sweet, sour, and bitter foods. So-called bitter genes, for example, make people sensitive to bitter foods. It is thought that these genes developed in early humans to help people detect poisons and prevent them from eating potentially dangerous plants. These genes can still be found in people who dislike bitter green vegetables. Manufacturers already produce food items with flavors that vary from mild to strong, such as coffee and chocolate. In the future, manufacturers may be able to develop foods that can be altered to suit people's genetic dietary needs.
すごい。
Although more
それは
research
すごい。
is required to see how genes affect people's preferences, such products could help people in weight loss programs, for example, and they may even be effective in helping prevent disease.
Questions. Number 19. Why did bitter genes likely develop?
この話本当なの？ Genetic と Taste。本当なら結構面白いね。
Number 20. What might some food manufacturers do in the future?
Okay. 面白いね。このリスニングのトピック。
Waste not, want not. In recent years, alternative recycling services have been helping companies find uses for materials or products that would otherwise be thrown away. For example, some websites allow environmentally minded companies to list their waste materials. Other companies that want those materials can then purchase them or receive them as donations. For example, a pottery manufacturer may be able to find construction companies that could use its waste products as building material for roads. The idea of using unneeded materials or products for an entirely different purpose also appeals to manufacturers of commercial goods. One British company, for instance, has managed to convert old parachutes and firefighting equipment into luxury bags and other accessories. The company's products give customers a sense of pride by allowing them to play a role in conserving resources and reducing waste.
Questions. Number 21. What is one way that alternative recycling services help companies? Number 22. What do we learn about the British company's products?
4. Keyword pride. Pride can be associated with feel good, common sense wise.
F. High Brazil. Some maps of the British Isles from the 1300s to the 1800s show a small circular piece of land off the coast of Ireland named High Brazil. According to legend, High Brazil was usually hidden by a magical mist. and the island could only be seen once every 7 years when the mist briefly disappeared. When searches for High Brazil were launched, however, people found nothing, and it gradually became clear the island did not exist. Some researchers suspect the legend is based on a piece of land that could have been visible during a past ice age, when sea levels were much lower. The area of seabed known today as Porcupine Bank was likely above the water back then. This may have eventually led to the High Brazil legend, which was passed down by local people for thousands of years.
Questions. Number 23. According to legend, what is true of High Brazil?
Usually could not be seen. Did it say
Number
change
24.
shape?
What do some researchers believe about High Brazil?
It is a place that is now under the sea. Okay, part 3. よし。はい。スタート。
Finally, here are the directions for part 3.
うるさ。
In this part, you will hear 5 passages, G through K. The passages represent real-life situations and may contain sound effects. Each passage will have one question, number 25 through number 29.
Is this a common test?
Before each passage,
Isn't this a
you
common
will have
sense
10
test?
seconds to read the situation
Common
and
sense
question
test?
written in
I'm
your
really
test
bad with
booklet.
common sense.
After you hear the passage, you will have 10 seconds to choose the best answer and mark your answer on your answer sheet. The passage will be given only once. Now, let's begin.
G. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 25.
You and your family are on vacation in Blue Hill. You have 2 young children who love the water. You hear the...
A storm over the ocean is bringing strong winds to the Blue Hill coast today. Beach conditions will be rough with high waves. A no swimming warning is in effect. The public should avoid Wide Palm Beach. This includes playing on the sand or in the rock pools. The local tourist office suggests walking the trails in Mount Meadow Park, which are gentle and accessible for children and the elderly. All trails end at Blue Hill Lake for those who want to enjoy the water. Alternatively, Garfield Park, 10 miles inland, offers numerous rock climbing opportunities for intermediate and advanced climbers.
Climbers.
Now mark your answer on your answer sheet.
Well, my children like water, so maybe... わかんない。1回しか読んでないし。
H. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 26.
You are at the airport and hear the following announcement about your flight, which has been delayed. You have an economy class ticket. Okay.
Attention all passengers for Voyager Airways
Liaru.
Flight 386. We apologize for the delay. While you wait to board, the Voyager Lounge is available for first and business class travelers. Complimentary food and drinks are available there. All other passengers, please come to the service counter to receive a meal voucher for use at any airport restaurant. If the flight delay continues beyond 10 p.m., we'll postpone departure until tomorrow morning. In that case, you'll need to pick up your baggage and you'll be provided with a coupon for hotel accommodation.
Now, mark your answer on your answer sheet.
全部正解だけど。でもこれはもしもの場合だから、これですね。
I. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 27.
You want a phone line internet access in your new apartment. Your budget is $100 a month. You already have a smartphone contract. You call it
First,
provider.
we have the triple hitter plan. This is a special discount at $99 a month for the first 2 months. That goes up to $115 after the introductory period, but includes unlimited internet, domestic calls, and cable TV. The double deal plan gets you a home phone and cable TV for $75 a month. The same price applies to the Constant Connections plan, which provides internet and a home phone. Finally, you might be interested in the Freedom plan. For $95 a month, you'll receive internet service, and you can rent your choice of smartphone with unlimited calls.
Now mark your answer on your answer sheet.
You want phone line and internet access. これ良くない Unlimited phone call. What did
J.
they say?
You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 28.
読まないのはマジできつい。You are a professor arranging a makeup test for students who missed the original. You are way further.
One thing to look at is the connection between customer loyalty and profitability. Currently, about 70% of your company's profit comes from first-time buyers. Still, in the long term, repeat customers are more important and can increase profits. The easiest way to get more repeat customers is to cut prices. That's generally not a good idea, though, because customers who like discount prices will soon go to somebody that offers a better deal. Instead, making your product stand out will attract customers who are both loyal and profitable. That means your products have to be noticeably different from your competitors.
Now mark your answer on your answer sheet.
あ、間違った。いつも変だと思った内容が。
K. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 29.
Professor making makeup tests for students. Okay.
Hi, Professor. This is Cara at the administration office. Thanks for getting the test form in so early. You put August the 24th as the test date. However, since grades are due by August the 23rd, the test period is August the 11th to the 15th. Our office will set the day, time, and classroom and inform everyone. If you won't be available, let us know immediately so we can arrange for someone to administer the test. We can mail the completed tests to you for grading, and grades can be submitted online.
Now mark your answer on your answer sheet.
早っ。数字いっぱいで早っ。喋るの。やば。一回しか読めないのはマジで。
Your time is up.
きついわ。
Stop writing and
Stop
wait
writing.
quietly until the answer sheet.
はい。あ、怖っ。リスニング怖っ。そう、僕日本語のテストとか受けたことがあるけど、日本語のテストでも、JLPT ね。でも2回は読む。リスニング。やば。1回しか読まないのはマジできついわ。This one, I don't know. Unlimited. This one's unlimited everything, basically. This one, I think they say unlimited calls. Did they say internet? Also, I didn't hear this one. I couldn't hear this one. Well, if the budget's this, then it's definitely not this one because it goes to 150. So I think it's this one. Let's hope. Okay, 終わったよ。じゃあ、なんだっけ。 answerシートはアンサーシートちょっと待ってね。終わった。よし。アンサーシート。終わった。Oh, hello, Luas. Hello. We just finished the test. We're gonna check over answers now.これで見えないな。はい。どこ置こうか。ちょっと待って。これでしよう。これでじゃあチェックします。第1問1 OK Let's change color to green ティック2問は2第3問は14は1、3は3、5は3、4、3。ここは結構自信あるな。8は4、9は4。いいね。1。Oh, wait. It's 2? What? Huh? I got it wrong. Neither. Wait, so it's not disclosure. Oh yeah, we were deciding between disclosure and concession. Oh, concession. Oh, so it's not this. Oh, yeah, maybe. Wait, then what does disclosure mean? Let me search this up. Does disclosure mean what I think it means? Disclosure meaning. Machikatta. Disclosure the meaning. The action of making new or secret information known. I thought disclosure mean like closing something. Okay. 間違った。そっか。Disclosure. It's sort of like revealing. Okay. 12は13 13 is 4 and 14 is 4 15 is 1 Oh, anonymous. In anonymous we got it right. 16 is 2 Okay. 17 is 4 18 is 3 Nice. these are all more common sense, so it's quite good. And 19 is 1. But to be honest, with flowers, do people actually use the word transplant? Because if I was in this situation, I'll use transfer. Like Sheila decided to transfer them to another part of the garden. Because I don't know if it's just me, but transplant sounds like a word used more like in medical sense. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. And 20, where's number 20? Oh, 20 is 1, 21 is 4, 22 is 1, 23 is 4. Oh, we were right about made off with. Yes, these sort of things are sort of like really, well, are they slangs? They're like just sort of like English sort of expressions. Like they're very sort of inside expressions. Yeah, I'm actually surprised in Japan they learn about these sort of phrases. Because, to be honest, do we use them in daily life? Sometimes, yeah, we do use these in daily life sometimes. But some phrases might be a bit too old, like some, yeah. Craig's, okay, 24 is 3, 25 is 1. Okay, we're up to this. Let's see. 4, okay, correct. 2, 1. Oh, so therefore was correct. Thought so. Yes, because to further explain, 28. Nonetheless, usual means sort of, it's not really like however, but it means sort of like another topic. So the fact that it's not talking about another topic, but like just reinforcing it, I think that's why I thought therefore would be more suitable. Okay, 29. 間違った。1位なんだ。1位？え？ Could be good news for ship owners. Wait, what? These tragic disasters could be good for ship owners? Wait, why? Many of these so-called coffin ships were highly insured and will result in... Oh, I get it. Because before I thought if the ship sank, the ship owners would have to pay insurance. Have to pay money to someone. But it means if the ship sank, the official people have to pay the ship owners these fees. So then the ship owners want the ships to sink. Wait, why would they want them to sink? Strange. わかんない。And 3, this was correct, this was correct. Okay. 32, correct. And 4 is also correct. 1, やったー。This one's slightly hard. Let's see if we can do this right. Oh, okay, we got this right. So it is accuracy then. Our elimination worked. Our elimination plan. And 36 is 1. Yep. Okay, so they did not combine quasi technology with Swiss watch technology. Okay. And 37 is 4. 38 is 2. 39 is 4. 40. あ、40は2か。2なんだ。Wait, why is it 2? Use the time to ensure that could be available when needed. Oh, because the dam uses both solar and wind power? Is that why? Okay. Yeah, this was kind of questionable, like especially the upriver part, because I don't remember it talking about the upriver stuff. 41 is 3. Oh, yeah, this question was hard. The dam, the Hoover Dam. The environmental change will cause serious loss. Oh, really? Oh, so my theory was wrong. Oh, because in the last sentence, they talked more about making alterations. So I thought maybe it's 2. But, okay. But I kind of get it. Because they said alterations, but they said it would be completed. So that means they are going to make it a reality. I see. Okay, now to... What is 4? Where did 4 come from? This is section 4. Oh, section 4 is essay writing, I think. Okay. じゃあ、リスニング。Number 1 is 1, number 2 is 4. Yep. Yeah, with the listening, although they didn't say the question before reading the text, before reading the, before speaking it, but like if you have done enough like tests and practice, you can generally expect what sort of questions they will ask, like the sort of key words that they probably want from you. So that's why I put a lot of like these question marks next to the phrases, because like, そうね。練習を重ねて結構どういう問題が出るかは結構当てれるから、こうやってハテナをつけて、多分こういう質問、こういう問題が出るかなって感じで、そうね。3. Wait, where am I reading? Oh, okay, I'm reading here. 4. English test feels like hell. Please send help. I'm in pain. I was in pain too. It's okay. I have not done tests for ages. This was slightly painful. When I got up to the multiple questions were okay because they are multiple questions, but the reading comprehension was really pain. Reading comprehension is always a pain. Okay, question. Okay, correct. But it does feel nice to get the questions right afterwards. 3. Oh, we are getting these right. 1. Oh, what? Wrong. Wait, 8 is 2. Wait, didn't he say he was busy? Oh, he's gonna be busy. Maybe I just didn't hear well. Yeah, I think with the listening of this 英検のリスニングの問題は、1回しか言わないことだよね。Yeah, it's kind of bad how they only like read once. They only speak once. They don't repeat it. So like if you couldn't hear it the first time, then you're literally done for. Yeah, I think that's the only downside to the whole listening. Like no, I wouldn't say downside, difficulty. Okay, 9 is 4, 10 is 2, 11 is 4. Oh well, yeah, for that question I didn't hear clearly. So, well, but I did put a question mark next to it. So, yeah, in a real test, as long as, yeah, with the question marks, I guess you could go back later and change it. So this question could have been right. Question 12, but I was just not bothered. I was just not bothered to think more. I was so done with the listening. 13 is 3, 3. 2, 4. 4, 1. 1, 3. 2, 4. 1, 3. Oh, I got this question right. Nice. I thought I didn't hear clear about the changing shape thing, but seems like I was correct. Okay, this part I think it was kind of hard because it needed sort of common sense and like prior knowledge of the situation here. So I think this part was kind of hard, and I have not seen this kind of question style before actually. 2. 26 is 4. Yes, this is correct because these two situations was if. And oh, this one's hard. This one really don't know. 27 is 3. Yeah, I couldn't hear 3. 3は聞き取れなかったから選べなかった。Okay, 28 is 1. Nice. 2. Okay, we got quite a lot of them correct. Should we count them up? Should we see exactly how many we got right? Okay, let's just count the mistakes because I think there was more correct than mistakes. So 1 mistake. 1. Oh, we got reading pretty. 1, 2, 3. 3. Listening was actually quite okay. 3, 4, 5. 5 mistakes. 6. 7. Oh, 7. 7だけ？結構良くない？成績として結構良くない？ Yeah, we only got 7 wrong. This is quite good, if I must say. Wait, 本当の英検では何問間違っても何回間違えられる？ In the real test, wait, let me search up. In the real test, how many can you get wrong? Let me search it up. 準一級合格編。I don't know. Wait, how is it tested? Oh wait, they said full score is 750. There wasn't even 750 questions. ない。7問間違ってるのはいいなの。Good job, man. Thank you. I think 7 questions wrong isn't that bad. Can I pass with 7 questions wrong? How strict are they with ENDING? Well, and also this is only just the written test of the ENDING. There's also like the speaking and stuff that they have to do, but I'm not gonna do that because I can't test. So, hey, this was actually quite fun. 楽しかった。辛かったけど楽しかった。This is good. Enjoyed this. I not exactly enjoy this. It was painful, but I think it was, quite fun to know about tests people do around the world. Because as an English native speaker, you don't really get these kind of grammar, sort of vocab tests much after you've left sort of elementary school. So it's been quite enjoyable. じゃあ今日の配信終わろうかな。Yeah, I've never been good at tests and exams, so I'm actually quite proud of myself this time. Yes. そう、もともと試験とかこういうの苦手だから結構いい成績が取ったと思う。So, I've always thought, tests and exams is really just a test of your memory skills and really not a measurement of supposedly smartness. Like if you think about it, these sort of paper tests, they're really just about how good your memory is of remembering things and just how you fit the system. So, お疲れ様でした。お疲れ様。Thank you for your live stream. It was fun. Thank you for coming. So I'll be ending today's stream now. If you enjoyed today's stream, please consider subscribing. And I also have a Twitter, which you can find the link below if you would like to follow that, where I post a lot of my stream notifications. Or you can just, subscribe to my channel and you'll be able to see my new streams or my old streams. 今日の配信が良かったらチャンネル登録と Twitter もやってるので、Twitter フォローもしてくれたら嬉しいです。じゃあ今日の配信終わります。Thank you! バイバイ。